Every day you communicate, yet somehow your message evaporates before it reaches anyone's mind. Here's why. Your brain is fighting against how other brains naturally receive information. The average attention span now matches a goldfish. 8 seconds to prove you're worth listening to. Think about that. We have technology connecting billions of people, yet we can't hold attention for even 10 seconds. The culprit? You're broadcasting when people need connection. Your brain and theirs need to establish what neuroscientists call neural coupling, when speaker and listener brainwaves literally synchronize. Without this synchronization, you're just noise. Consider this breakthrough insight. When someone truly listens to you, their brain activity patterns mirror yours. You're not just talking to them, your minds are dancing together. This is crucial. Understanding that your voice has the power to literally change brain chemistry. Picture this. You're explaining your idea, watching faces slowly glaze over. That's not your fault. It's biology. Their brains are protecting them from information overload. Scientists call this information protection protocol, an evolutionary adaptation that keeps our minds from burning out. But here's a great lesson you'll learn today. Simple techniques that hack this system. Want proof it works? Watch someone's eyes when you master these methods. They literally lean forward, pupils dilate, heads nod almost unconsciously. Their brain chemistry shifts from protective to receptive. You can actually observe the moment your message begins to resonate. Here's your first transformation. Stop viewing speaking as performance and start seeing it as connection. Remember the last time someone truly captivated you? They weren't performing. They were inviting you into their world. The secret isn't in your words, it's in your intention to connect. Today, you'll learn to rewire how people's brains respond to your voice automatically. Chapter 1. The Connection Code. Your brain has a superpower. It can literally sync with other minds. Scientists call this neural coupling. When two people connect deeply, their brainwaves align. Here's what's wild. This happens automatically when you speak with genuine connection. No tricks, no manipulation, just authentic human communication, creating biological harmony. Think of it like tuning forks. When one rings, nearby forks vibrate in response. Your authentic voice creates resonance. Others' minds naturally attune. But here's the catch. Fake it, and you create dissonance. Their brains instantly detect inauthenticity, triggering what researchers call the resistance response. Want to test this right now? Recall someone who hypnotized you with their speaking, maybe a teacher, a friend telling a story. What made them magnetic wasn't perfection, it was genuine presence. Their mind was fully with you, creating what's called the presence bridge. When you cross this bridge, others follow automatically. Studies show that when speakers achieve this synchronized state, retention increases by 300%, and listeners report feeling physically drawn to continue the conversation. This isn't mystical. It's measurable brainwave entertainment. Here's your activation technique. Before speaking, set one intention: to genuinely share, not just deliver. Your brain chemistry changes when you shift from performer to connector. Cortisol, stress hormone, decreases while oxytocin, connection hormone, surges. This chemical shift telegraphs through your voice, body language, and energy, creating instant rapport. Remember, people don't remember what you said. They remember how you made their brain feel. When you create neural coupling, you transform from someone talking at them to someone thinking with them. This is where communication transforms into connection. Chapter 2. The Authentic Voice. Your authentic voice isn't the one you think it is. Most people mistake authenticity for casualness or unpreparedness. Wrong. Authenticity is your natural resonance when fear steps aside. It's not about sounding casual, it's about sounding true. Here's a revelation that made a huge difference for me. Your authentic voice emerges when you speak about something you genuinely care about. Notice how your voice changes when you explain your hobby versus when you're nervous in a meeting. That difference? That's fear distorting your natural frequency. Try this experiment. Record yourself explaining your favorite movie versus reading a formal report. Hear the difference? The movie explanation flows, varies in pitch, includes natural pauses. The report sounds like a robot, monotone, rushed, lifeless. Your authentic voice contains natural musicality. The breakthrough comes when you realize expertise doesn't require formality. In fact, the most respected speakers sound conversational while being precise. They've mastered the art of informed casualness, complete knowledge delivered with relaxed confidence. Think about that for a moment. Simplicity and depth can coexist beautifully. Here's your liberation. Next time you speak, imagine you're explaining your point to an excited friend. Notice how your voice naturally varies, how you pause for emphasis, how you use your hands. That's your authentic voice, the key that unlocks genuine connection. Research confirms this. Speakers who access their friendship voice create 40% more emotional resonance with their audience. The transformation happens instantly. Your breathing deepens, your gestures flow naturally, and your vocabulary becomes refreshingly direct. Chapter 3. The Silent Power. Silence terrifies most speakers, yet silence is your most powerful punctuation. Did you feel that? 2 seconds of silence created anticipation. Now imagine using this deliberately throughout your communication. Here's what happens in silence. Listeners' brains actively fill the space. They process what you just said, anticipate what's next, and unconsciously lean in. Silence isn't empty. It's where understanding crystallizes. Master speakers use silence like conductors use rests to create rhythm and meaning. Watch this transformation. When you pause deliberately, your perceived authority increases. Why? Because confident people aren't afraid of silence. Nervous speakers rush through gaps. Masters own the space. This single technique can transform your speaking from amateur to authoritative. Here's the science. When you pause, listeners' brains actually work harder to maintain connection. This increased cognitive effort creates better memory formation. Your paused words stick longer than your rushed ones. Think about memorable speeches. They all have moments of strategic silence.
One more thing. One more thing.
One more thing. One more thing.
Practice this now. Say, "This changes everything," with strategic emphasis. Feel how the pause adds weight? That's silent power in action. Use it after key points, before important statements, and to let humor land perfectly. An advanced technique: pair silence with eye contact. This creates what psychologists call intensity amplification. Your message doesn't just land, it embeds itself in memory. Master speakers often report that their best remembered points are those preceded by deliberate silence. Chapter 4. The Modulation Magic. Your voice isn't just sound, it's an instrument capable of emotional transformation. Vocal modulation is the difference between reading words and telling stories. It's beautifully simple. Your voice carries infinite variations that your mind already knows how to access. Here's the breakthrough. Your brain automatically varies pitch when genuinely engaged. Listen to yourself telling an exciting story versus reporting facts. Unconsciously, you create vocal landscapes, building tension, adding emphasis, creating surprise. This isn't performance. It's natural human communication responding to meaning. Try this vocal journey. This is important information. Flat delivery. Now, this is important information. Stressed emphasis. Finally, this is important information. Feel the difference? Same words, completely different impact. The secret isn't dramatics, it's authenticity amplified. When you care deeply about your message, your voice naturally emphasizes what matters. The magic happens when you consciously nurture this natural tendency. Think of it as turning up the volume on emotions already present. Your homework: read this out loud, emphasizing different words each time. Notice how meaning shifts with emphasis placement. This awareness is your first step toward vocal mastery, understanding that how you say something transforms what people hear. Professional voice coaches suggest the emphasis experiment. Take any sentence and emphasize each word individually. You'll discover that English contains infinite meanings within the same word combinations. This exercise rewires your brain's relationship with spoken language forever. Chapter 5. The Body Symphony. Your body broadcasts before your mouth opens. Within 7 seconds, People decide whether to trust you. And it's not about your words. Your posture, gestures, and facial expressions create what scientists call embodied cognition, physical states that influence mental states. Research reveals something fascinating. When you adopt confident postures, your testosterone increases while cortisol decreases. This isn't fake confidence. It's biochemical transformation. Your body literally changes your brain chemistry, which changes how others perceive you. Here's the alignment principle. When your words, voice, and body all communicate the same message, trust skyrockets. Misalignment triggers the uncanny valley effect. People sense something's off without knowing why. Like when someone says, "I'm confident," with slouched shoulders and a trembling voice. Watch this demonstration. Imagine speaking with crossed arms, defensive, versus open palms, receptive, versus hands clasped behind back, authoritative. Same words, completely different messages. Your body creates context for your content. The transformation technique. Before speaking, align your physiology. Stand tall, breathe deep, smile genuinely. These aren't tricks, they're tools for authentic presence. When your body feels powerful, your voice becomes powerful, and your message becomes irresistible. Harvard research shows that holding power poses for just 2 minutes increases testosterone by 20% and decreases cortisol by 25%. Your vocal quality improves measurably. Pitch becomes more resonant, articulation clearer, and pace more deliberate. Learned something new? Hit that like button, share it with others, tap subscribe, and stick around for more. Got thoughts? I'd love to hear them in the comments. Chapter 6. The PrEP Framework. The PrEP framework transformed my speaking forever. Point, reason, example, point. It's how your brain naturally organizes compelling communication. Yet most people scatter their thoughts like confetti, wondering why nothing sticks. How it works? Point, state your main idea clearly. Reason, explain why it matters scientifically or logically. Example, illustrate with vivid, specific examples. Point, circle back to reinforce your main idea. This framework isn't just structure, it's how your listener's brain prefers to receive information. Watch PrEP in action. Point, authenticity beats perfection in speaking. Reason, because listeners' brains scan for genuine connection before processing content. Example, think of the most memorable speaker you know. They probably stumbled occasionally but kept you captivated with authenticity. Point, that's why being genuinely you trumps any polished performance. The magic of PrEP is simplicity. It handles any message, from casual conversation to formal presentations. Your brain doesn't need to create structure. It follows this natural pattern. Listeners appreciate this clarity unconsciously. Transform now. Take any idea you want to communicate. Structure it using PrEP. Notice how it suddenly feels organized, persuasive, memorable. You've just unlocked the code for clear communication that sticks. Neuroscientists confirm this framework mirrors the brain's preference for circular completion. Starting and ending at the same point creates cognitive satisfaction. When listeners hear PrEP structure, their comprehension increases by 60%, and retention rates double compared to unstructured communication. Chapter 7. The Listening Superpower. The best speakers aren't talkers, they're listeners who happen to speak. Active listening transforms you from information deliverer to meaning creator. When you truly listen, you discover what your audience actually needs to hear, not just what you plan to say. Here's the listening superpower. When people feel heard by you, they become exponentially more willing to hear you. It's reciprocal psychology. Attention given creates attention received. Think of the last person who truly listened to you. You were ready to give them the world in return. Practice this transformation. In your next conversation, listen with your whole being. Notice their words, tone, body language, and the silence between words. When you respond, reference specific details they shared. Watch how their energy toward you shifts immediately. The secret nobody teaches? Listening is a full-body activity. Your eyes, posture, and micro-expressions confirm you're truly present. People's brains monitor these cues unconsciously, deciding whether you're genuinely engaged or merely waiting to speak. Transform your communication immediately. Before sharing your expertise, ask questions that reveal what they need to know. This isn't manipulation, it's customization. When your message addresses their actual needs, resistance vanishes and connection flourishes. This diagnostic listening creates what sales psychologists call need state awareness. When people articulate their own needs, they become invested in the solution. Your subsequent message lands not as advice, but as the answer they've been seeking. Chapter 8. The Context Master. Context isn't just where you speak, it's how you adapt your core truth to different environments. The same message delivered identically to different audiences creates different results. Mastering context means staying authentic while flexing your delivery. Think of context like water. It adapts to any container while maintaining its essence. Your message is water. Different situations are containers. Board meeting, professional container, team lunch, casual container. Same essence, different shapes. Here's the crucial insight. Adaptability isn't fakery, it's empathy. When you adjust your delivery to your audience's context, you're showing respect for their world. It's like speaking their language without losing your accent. Watch this adaptation. We need better communication protocols. Formal versus, hey, let's figure out better ways to stay in touch. Casual. Same intent, context-appropriate delivery. The master communicator seamlessly shifts between registers without appearing inconsistent. Your breakthrough practice. Identify 3 different contexts you regularly speak in. Write how you deliver the same core message in each. Notice patterns in what stays constant, your values, and what flexes, your presentation. This awareness alone doubles your communication effectiveness. Communication experts call this contextual fluency, the ability to code switch while maintaining authenticity. Like a musician who can play the same melody in different keys, your message adapts while your truth remains unwavering. Chapter 9. The Confidence Catalyst. Confidence isn't something you have. It's something you activate. The difference between nervous and excited is one tiny mental switch. Both states create identical physical responses. Your brain can't tell them apart biochemically. Here's the transformation key. Reframe pre-speech anxiety as pre-performance energy. Athletes don't fear their adrenaline, they channel it. That's your new speaking identity. Not a performer avoiding mistakes, but an energy channeler creating connection. Try this confidence catalysis. Right before speaking, tell your brain, I'm excited instead of I'm nervous. Notice how this single thought shift changes your entire physiology. Shoulders lift, breathing deepens, smile emerges naturally. You've just biochemically boosted your confidence. The radical insight nobody shares, your audience wants you to succeed. They're not judging, they're hoping. Every mistake they forgive is a connection they value. Realize this, and performance pressure transforms into collaborative energy. Master this mantra. I have something worth sharing, and they deserve to hear it. This purpose-driven confidence outlasts any technique-based confidence. When you focus on serving your message rather than protecting your ego, authentic power emerges effortlessly. Chapter 10. The Practice Protocol. Random practice creates random results. The masterful progress through deliberate practice. Specific, targeted effort that builds cumulative skill. Most people practice speaking the way they'd practice piano by playing concerts daily without scales. Here's your systematic protocol. Record yourself weekly. Identify one specific element to improve. Practice that element in isolation. Integrate back into full presentations. Your weakest link strengthens while strengths maintain their edge. Study your recordings like a scientist, not a critic. Notice patterns. Do you speed up when excited? Lose eye contact during complex points? Understanding your patterns is 50% of progress. Judgment creates resistance. Observation creates improvement. The 10 times rule applies. For every minute you speak publicly, invest 10 minutes in deliberate practice. This isn't just preparation, it's excavation. Uncovering the authentic, powerful communicator already within you. Create your practice sanctuary. Regular recording schedule, specific improvement goals, Celebration of progress. When practice becomes exploration rather than obligation, mastery accelerates exponentially. You're not fixing yourself. You're revealing your greatest communication potential. Peak performance research shows that deliberate practice with joy creates neural pathways 50% faster than practice motivated by fear or obligation. Transform your improvement journey into an adventure of self-discovery. Chapter 11. The distinctive style. Your distinctive speaking style isn't created. It's discovered, then refined. Think about speakers who captivate you. They're not following formulas, they're expressing authentic uniqueness. Your job isn't to copy them, but to uncover your own magnetic qualities. The liberation comes when you realize your perceived weaknesses often become your distinctive strengths. Maybe you speak slowly. That can become thoughtful gravitas. Maybe you pause frequently. That becomes dramatic emphasis. Context transforms characteristics. Here's how distinctiveness develops. Embrace your natural patterns. Amplify what feels authentic. Refine through conscious practice. Your style emerges when technique serves personality, not vice versa. Great speakers don't hide themselves. They express themselves skillfully. Test your uniqueness. Record yourself teaching something you love. Notice your natural rhythms, emphasis patterns, how your energy rises and falls. Those patterns, refined and intentionally deployed, become your signature style. Your final transformation? Integration. Everything you've learned, authenticity, silence, modulation, body language, structure, adaptation, confidence, practice, now weaves into your distinctive tapestry. You're not becoming someone new. You're becoming powerfully, magnetically yourself. When you speak with this integrated authenticity, people don't just want to listen. They need to. Your distinctive style becomes your signature, instantly recognizable, deeply memorable, genuinely compelling. Remember, your voice has power. Use it to connect, inspire, and transform. The world needs your authentic message, delivered your way. Start speaking so that people want to listen. The impact ripples further than you know. When you speak with genuine intention and skill, you create a permission structure for others to do the same. Your authentic communication becomes a catalyst for cultural change, one conversation at a time. You're not just learning to speak, you're learning to lead through language.